I would describe CSU as engaging, inspiring and incredibly relevant. Hello, I'm Matthew Irvine and I've studied a graduate certificate in commerce with Sturt University. The real trigger for me was in my capacity as a director of a very large mutual organisation. I needed to maintain relevance, and I needed to know that I could properly discharge my duties as a director of a very, very large company and do that properly. So, the depth that the course of study has given me has been a huge help, but it was really the driver for me was making sure that I knew what I was doing at that level and was able to fully participate at board level. In 2010, the board of Reliance Credit Union pursued a merger opportunity with Maritime Mining and Power, and that's how the entity now stands. Well, the step up from a credit union that I think was worth about $140 million at the time of the merger to suddenly become part of an entity that's worth more than $700 million, it was a massive learning curve, and I needed depth. I needed more relevance. I needed to make sure that I could remain current in my knowledge in the governance space, and that's where the Graduate Certificate of Commerce has been amazing. It's given me that. It was the flexibility that was offered by the course of study. This particular model worked for me, for my circumstances. I needed flexibility, I needed it to be external, I needed it to be all web-based, and it worked. It wasn't just the lecturers that engaged via the online environment, it was the library and the student services people and everybody that you needed to speak to or have any engagement with was available on your computer desktop at the touch of a button, and I found that really, really helpful as well. I have a young family. I run a small business. I've got my role as a director as well, which consumes a huge amount of time, and other community roles. There was no way known I was going to be able to get to meetings in the day or to attend lectures in normal study hours. The satisfaction of completion, it wasn't just a piece of paper coming back saying yes, you've passed, or you got a credit, or you got a distinction. It was comments along the lines of thank you for putting in the effort that you have. I really liked this line of thinking. Have you thought more about reading in this sort of space? There was a whole lot of very engaging commentary that went along with that, and for me that was the real moment of satisfaction in terms of validating why I bothered to do this in the first place. In terms of what I expected to get out of the course, it was all of that and more. I expected it to be professional. I expected it to be demanding, and challenging, and I expected it to test my resolve to get things finished, and I expected it to challenge my critical thinking, and it did that, and then some.